Hello everybody, Atomic Creations here. Yes, I know, I am very freaking late. This was originally intended to be the Halloween special. Would you believe me if I told you Halloween was over a week ago? Oh, I failed miserably. My life has gotten very complex. I have a job now. It's one of those things, you know. Anyways, today I will be reacting to the top 6 creepiest Mickey Mouse cartoons by Phantom Strider. Now, I would definitely recommend checking out his channel, as he is very talented in what he does. Even if I don't 100% agree with all of his content, I at least can 100% see him in a good light. One moment, please. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a minor interruption. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin.
It's time to check out one of my favorite characters, Mickey Mouse. While Mickey tends to shy away from any horror nowadays, the old Mickey Mouse could do dark, really dark. While good old Mickey can warm our hearts, he also reserves the power to be surprisingly sadistic and creepy. So let's check out the top 6 creepiest Mickey Mouse cartoons.
Also, real quick, might I say, this feels like a Halloween thing, yet it was posted in August. I guess any time can be a spooky time if you really want it to be, eh?
Basically, if Mickey's crew is in it, it's allowed on this list. Just a heads up that there's a little more dark themes in this list than usual, but of course, we'll still keep it good fun.
Hey, Mono, cut out!
And obviously, creepypastas aren't included. We'll save that for another day. Anyway, let's do this countdown. Number 6. Ghoul Friend, from the new Mickey Mouse series.
Oh god, this. I could make a whole video ranting about how weird Mickey Mouse has gotten, but I'm not going to. So, let's continue.
Well, this imagery is surprisingly grisly for modern day.
Well, that's a thing that I'd expect out of the old Disney. Definitely not the 2013 plus version.
Disney. I know they'd still like to show a little dark imagery nowadays, but jeebus. The story is your standard horror setting, except with Mickey in it. Mickey's car.
Your standard horror scenario, but with Mickey.
Breaks down in the middle of nowhere at midnight. He looks out silently at the secluded, dark forest. The tension is slowly built as Mickey sees a shadow, but then realizes it was just a squirrel, only to have a black, horrifying image appear before him. And basically the rest of the episode is Mickey running for his life from this creepy ghoul that may have once been Goofy. I don't know, they never tell us. Even the music for this one is slightly unsettling. And the way the
Alright, not gonna lie, that legitimately made me a little freaked out.
undead graveyard Goofy sways as he moves is surprisingly uncanny. This one's early on in the list though, because while it's creepy, it's got a pretty harmless, kind of funny finish to it. Spoiler alert, undead Goofy helps Mickey get his car started again. That was nice of him. And Mickey takes him along with him. Yeah, why not? Number 5. Mickey's Garden.
Oh god, I actually saw this one back in the day. Well, not back in the day, I wasn't around during that time. But back in, like, I want to say, at max 2010, I was just a young lad at the time, and I found this on my parents' computer. And I figured, hey, it's Mickey, it can't be that bad, right? Boy, was I wrong.
I've never been a bug person at all, and being the anxiety-prone, terrified 6-year-old I once was, Mickey's nightmarish garden stuck with me even to this day. We begin the episode by Mickey concocting the most acidic, vile, noxious poison he can manage in order to annihilate.
Can we just mention that that poison was originally going to have tar and frickin' TNT in it? Or maybe gunpowder? Mickey wasn't planning on exterminating the bugs. He was planning on exterminating the entire garden.
Every bug in his garden. But then, Mickey accidentally gasses himself with these poison fumes, sending him into what I can only describe as a psychotropic breakdown where bugs grow to massive proportions, and Mickey is but a helpless pawn in their bizarre, disturbing world.
Yeah, back when I was a kid, I didn't really have object permanence figured out yet, so I was super confused on why everything just randomly grew. Probably because I was a stupid kid, but regardless, this scared the hell out of me back in the day.
So, let's look at some of the imagery here. To start with, look away for a second if you trypophobic.
I don't even know what that was about.
Ew. Even the designs of
That spider, that is where I got my arachnophobia, or at least it was a big part of it. I don't remember the exact story. I'll probably post a video about it if I ever do remember, but still, that scared the hell out of me.
these spiders and bugs is kind of creepy. The way they all hoard in on the noxious poison and begin inhaling it, making them drunk. We watch Pluto continually tortured as he is isolated, letting off surprisingly disturbing screams as he gasps for air in his suffocating firebug stomach.
That is not the stomach. That is the glowing organ thing. I don't know what it's called. Still, that isn't the stomach.
I remember a lot of imagery from this one about people being trapped, isolated, and plenty of Pluto screeching in terror. Mickey can just not get a break in this place. Everywhere he turns, he's faced with another vile bug monster threatening to consume him. And it ends with Mickey desperately trying to strangle a giant snake to survive.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna get out alive if the snake is like 6-7 times the size of you.
He wakes up eventually to discover it's a nightmare, but I still felt very unsettled by the whole thing. I am perhaps even more disturbed by bugs now because of this creepy Mickey cartoon I happened to see as a kid. Frankly, if I ever see any of these little monsters in my backyard, I'm giving them...
Honestly, the only part I really did like about this cartoon was the blah that the giant beetle made. I don't know, I found it funny.
a solid 3 full cans of bug spray and stomping on them before I'm satisfied. Number 4. Runaway Brain. In this cartoon, Mickey makes the ultimate mistake. The Pandora's box of bot shops. He reads, the want ads. And one ad offers $1,000 for a mindless day's work.
Oh, wait, I remember seeing this one too. I don't remember how, I don't remember why. I don't think we even have it on our computer to this day. I can search that up later. But regardless, this cartoon also scared the bejesus out of me. Because back then, I was horrified by body transformation kind of stuff. Still kind of am to this day, actually. And this gave me such heebie-jeebies. Like, holy hell, it terrified me as a kid. I can remember that.
Little does Mickey know when they say mindless, it literally means his employer is going to strap him to a chair and remove his brain.
Talk about your ironclad contract.
Once Mickey enters a secluded laboratory, we get some surprisingly hellish imagery as we discover Mickey is going to have his brain forcefully donated to Pete's body. Ugh. Has anyone else heard this laugh somewhere before? Oh, that's why. It is Kelsey.
Honestly, that's kind of funny. The fact that Sideshow Bob voiced the Franken Pete. I love that.
Grammar. That's neat. But anyway, at the time, the surprisingly macabre nature of this Mickey Mouse cartoon caused a lot of controversy when it was released. One of the Disney chairmen complained that it was disturbing to watch Mickey becoming possessed, though a lot of audiences argued he overcame being possessed really well. And I'd agree with that.
It's me, Mickey!
Mickey?
While witnessing Mickey turn into an empty shell of a monster void
I just realized she was talking about bathing suits with him. I never got that joke as a kid.
of any compassion is surprisingly confronting. It remains a fun, kinda creepy Mickey short that I always enjoy looking back on. And the third creepiest Mickey Mouse cartoon is Der Fuhrer's Fist.
Ah yes, 1943, when you could get away with sticking Donald Duck in a concentration camp. Oh, how times have changed.
I'm bending the rules a bit with this one because it's not directly Mickey Mouse, but Donald's part of Mickey's crew, so I decided to add it on the list. Watching Donald...
The weird thing is, I've actually seen this cartoon too. Like, not when it originally came out, obviously, but I think it was in an archive somewhere. I don't remember. I just remember seeing it somehow, and honestly, I kind of thought it was funny. Because, oh, you know, Donald Duck, ha 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 ha. But now I realize that it's so fucked up.
be kicked around a German concentration camp is pretty unsettling. Since it's a propaganda film, all of the imagery is subtly designed to be slightly darker, slightly more unappealing, to represent Germany in an ugly light. And you can almost feel the strings being pulled on this one. We're constantly hearing this echoing of a song about being worked to death for Hitler, as Donald is forced at knife point to create bombs for the evil man. It's both funny to watch, but simultaneously very unnerving because of all the creepy undertones at play here. Donald is forced at knife point to steadily work himself into insanity, or else be executed. There's something slightly off about everything in this cartoon. The colors, the swastika shapes, nothing is quite right. As is tradition, Walt claims it to all be a dream at the end. But this one always leaves a very unpleasant feeling in my gut. And the second creepiest Mickey Mouse cartoon is Pluto's Judgment Day. Pluto is put on a fire to be burned alive. Sure, why not? Western culture was considerably less secular in 1935, so Disney felt the need to terrify kids into being good, or else they would burn at the stake.
Just think, this had the frickin' Disney seal of approval, which is more on top of things than Nintendo nowadays. Good lord. Exactly.
Chains slap down on him in an empty, black room as he's put before a jury of cats. Apparently, our lovable dog Pluto has mass murdered cats, chasing them under steamrollers or leaving them mentally crippled with post-traumatic stress disorder. I just kind of figured Pluto chased cats. I didn't think he caused mass genocide to the cat population, but he's a dog.
Why did he shrink in that scene? Whatever, cartoon, doesn't have to make sense. Still, it doesn't.
As annoying as it might be, it's his nature to yap at cats without thinking, or cars, or other dogs, or humans, or anything for that matter. But he is
Also, can we just find it kind of funny that Mickey has a pet that hates cats because cats hate mice? Like, I don't know if that's the official reason why he has a dog, but I still think that would be hilarious if it was true.
literally put over a fire with a screaming, jeering crowd to be burned alive. And we watch him suffer and scream in terror as the flames lick higher and higher. I'll have my Pluto extra crispy. Pluto's Judgment Day is an interesting but disturbing reminder of how incredibly lucky we are today to be beyond the days of electroshock therapy and very one-sided court cases.
We still have electroshock therapy, though. Like, it's much more regulated, but still.
And if you think this one is bad, believe me, it is about to get even worse. And the number one creepiest Mickey Mouse cartoon is The Mad Doctor. Back in the very first years of Disney, before even Snow White, Disney would do some dark stuff, and this one was the darkest of all. This does not feel like a Disney cartoon. This is the first and last official Disney creepypasta, created by Walt.
Also, can I just say I love how much Mickey's tail is friggin' screwed with in this cartoon? I don't know why, I just find it really funny.
Disney himself. How Disney could make this and consider it suitable for kids is beyond me. Let's go back to when cartoons just began, when Disney actually thought surgery, amputation, and creating chimeras was cute children's entertainment. Something about all the footage in this one is very isolating. Its entire atmosphere is just strangely black and hateful. This doesn't even look like a spooky castle. It goes beyond that. It literally looks like Mickey has descended into hell.
I was wondering where I saw this form of energy before. The purples, the oranges, the browns. Yep, this is hell.
Constantly being tormented by Beelzebub's minions. And it gets better. It actually gets better. The Mad Doctor keeps tortured animals captive and plans to do live surgery on Pluto in order to turn him into a chicken chimera. Jeebus, Walt. This means that Walt has not only discussed live surgery with his child audience, but has literally pulled out chimeras, one of the ultimate scientific taboos. He is literally explaining the procedure of surgery to children with a big blood-splattered saw. I'm sorry, I've just got to use this again. What was the wonderful world of Disney thinking?
Quite frankly, it wasn't the wonderful world of Disney yet. It was the wonderful world of what the frack?
And all throughout it, we can continually hear Pluto's wailing in horror as Mickey desperately tries to save him from live surgery by a psychopathic doctor. If modern Disney gives Frozen a PG, how the crapsicles would this get a G?
Honestly, this wouldn't even get an M. This would be like a new rating entirely if it was even allowed to show.
Great, and we finish off with Mickey being strapped to the surgery table for his own live surgery. And now we begin to see the doctor sawing him in two with a giant rusty chainsaw?
Alright, I think that joke's a bit far past overused. Bleh.
There's just no topping this footage. I don't know if I can ever see Disney in the same light again after seeing this footage. Oh, but it turns out in the last 6 seconds of the film that it was all just a nightmare. Well, that just makes everything.
He drug in his doghouse. I find that very funny.
Better, doesn't it? I'm not at all scarred. Nope. 1933's The Mad Doctor is the true representation of Mickey being sent to hell. And while it's very interesting, it is by far the creepiest Mickey Mouse cartoon I've ever seen. But honestly, these are still powerful pieces of animation that remain revolutionary vintages in Disney history. And most importantly, regardless of how cringy their teen sitcoms might get, I appreciate that all of Disney's shows look not at the nihilistic, empty side of life, but focus on brightening the perspective of all their viewers in a balanced and realistic way. And I hope Disney can keep...
Quote, balanced and realistic. I'm not even gonna touch that.
Keep showing both kids and adults the graceful, beautiful perspectives of who and what we are through their cartoons and movies. Do you think I missed a particularly creepy Mickey Mouse cartoon? If you can think of one I missed, feel free to leave it in the comments. As before, a big thanks go out to my patrons who help make it possible for me to keep making these videos, as well as hidden videos and early releases. I started doing commentaries on all my top lists to try and give the patrons something else to say thank you. So if you'd like to check some of those out, or just like to help support the channel, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/PhantomStrider. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Well, that was that. I know this was supposed to be the Halloween special, but what the hell, it's not even the 10th yet. I can get away with it for a bit longer. So, thank you all for watching this very, very late Halloween special. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. I'll try to be more on time next year. Don't worry, I will make sure the Thanksgiving and Christmas specials are at least there in the month, and not 1 month after. Alright, I'll catch you all in the next video. Farewell. And, farewell again, because I don't have anything else to say.